Hey team, I hope you guys are having a great day. I wanted to talk to you today about a couple areas that I'm really diving into to perfect, and really probably never going to perfect it, but I'm really diving into it so that my business can grow more and faster. So it deals with recruiting. So a lot of the coaches have issues with recruiting. They just don't know how to do it. They don't know how to find people. And what we need to do is take a step back and really evaluate what it is we want. Do we want to spend our time finding people, reaching out and connecting with people? Now that's a very important aspect of our business, and so I'm not saying that we don't need to be doing it, but at the same hand, what we need to be doing prior to that is possibly changing our social media stance of what we're posting and providing to our members, because I can go out and find 100 people right now within the next hour, but if they come back, if they're like, who is this girl, and they come back to either my business page or my private page, they need to be interested in me, which means I need to be interesting to them. So before we can find people, or before we can find people that want to stick around, we need to make sure we are interesting and interested. What does that mean? That means that our social media must provide those things to our ideal customer or coach. So everybody's market is going to be vastly different. Bear in mind, you really need to decide what type of coach it is that you want to be, because that's another missing element. Oftentimes we sit here and we're like, I want the coach that's going to work really hard. I want that coach that's not going to be scared. I want that coach to, be inviting. I want that coach to reach Success Club. But yet we're not doing those things. So we can't want something from somebody else that we're not willing to do ourselves. So we need to make sure that if that's the coach, the ideal coach that we want, then we need to be doing that. If we want to find the customer who's, never going to have a cheat day and never going to, eat anything that's not organic, then we need to portray that. Realize what you portray is going to go to a certain demographic, and what you don't leaves wide open. So think about what you're posting. Is it interesting to your ideal market? Are you interested in what your ideal market has to share with you? So what does that mean? That means, asking questions. For example, I'm a mom. I've got two, girls. They're not teenagers yet, but I post to that demographic, the parents of kids, young preteen girls, posting to moms and what it is that they may need in their life, and I'm also kind of living that because that's where I'm at. Interesting. So what does interesting mean? Am I posting interesting things? Now, I see a lot of times coaches just reposting, resharing. They'll see something that they find interesting, and so they're like, ooh, that's awesome, and because I'm short on time, I'm going to click the share button, and then I'm going to share it to my page. I might put a word or a sentence, but that's it. You can't do that. You cannot do that 99% of the time, because what you're doing is you're sending, you might be a great post or a great article, great recipe, but what you're doing is when that person sees that, you're then sending them somewhere else, and they're gone off your page. They have not found anything valuable from your page other than that, which led them to somewhere else. So interesting content needs to be something that stays on your page so that the person can comment and you can have that relationship back and forth with them. So interesting content on your page, really it should appeal to your market. So again, knowing that market that you're looking for is really important. If you're someone who's like, I don't know what my market is, then you got to really sit down and think, what is it in my life right now that I really, really like and I'm happy with, and I just want to kind of grow into this person a little bit more. Think about what it is that you want out of life in the next 5 years. What type of person, what type of coach, what type of business owner do you want to be? Because that's where you need to start going, in that direction if you're not already. So Again, you have to post interesting content on your page. And the same, being interested. It allows your network to provide you with information. So asking questions, asking for input on things that maybe usually should pertain to what it is in your life that you're trying to provide to your market. So 2 things, be interesting and be interested. Post, minimum 3 times, 2 to 3 times a day on your social media. And keep in mind, when we're just able or willing to do the minimum, expect the minimum results back in. So we can't expect to have wild success if we're only able and willing to put in the bare minimum. So when we tell you, or when I tell you, or when another coach or leader tells you, send 10 friend requests minimum a day, register that minimum and realize, do I want to reach the minimum or do I want to reach my maximum potential? So I hope those tips helped, and I can't wait to see all of your pages just become more interesting and you become more interested in your market. I hope you guys have a great day.